Hello, everyone. Oh, yay. Hello. We have 3 people on the call. Go ahead and tell me what your first name is and where you're listening from. I'll get us started. I'm in Maplewood, New Jersey. And we had rain today, and I took a nice walk into town and got rained on, but I didn't care because it was nice and warm out. And if you are watching us on the replay, welcome, and be sure to comment where you're listening from as well. Hi, Teresa from the Panhandle of Florida. Gorgeous. I talked to my mom earlier today, and she said that it was, she's up in Rochester, New York. It's usually about 10 degrees colder than here, and that they had a wind advisory. It's always very windy up in Rochester. I'm not sure why. Knit, hello. Knit and I have known each other for at least 8 years, which is pretty remarkable. Hi, Kara. Hello. Oh, so good to see you. I'm so glad you could make it on the call. So for those of you who are just joining us, let me know your first name. Let me know where you're listening from. And we're going to get started in just a minute. Fort Mill, South Carolina. Oh, and Jill, you're in Albany. Yeah. Yeah. 75 and sunny today. That sounds heavenly. But I don't envy you, Teresa, because I know in the summer it gets to be inside air-conditioned weather. Awesome. All right. Well, I want to respect your time, so I'm going to get started. Oh, hey, Cheryl. Oh, I'm so glad you joined us. Hey. So Cheryl, any questions? Cheryl and Kara are part of the inaugural class of 2024. Rika, hello. Oh, I'm so glad you came. Rika and I have also known each other since 2016 at least. There's a picture. I have some slides tonight, and there's a picture of me from Knitters Unwind days. Oh, Jean, welcome. Georgia Southern University Department of Biology. Okay, coming to us from the university. I love it. So good. All right, let me share my slides. And let me introduce myself. So my name is Kari Capone, and I'm the founder of The Spinning Hand. Tonight, I'm here to talk to you for a few minutes about our brand new course, Knit and Crochet U. And if you're watching the replay, let us know where you're watching from. If you're here with us live, thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening. Oh my gosh, hello, Shauna. Sorry if I got that incorrect, from Ottawa, Canada. Yes, love it. So yeah, any questions that you have, feel free to pop them into the chat. But I'm just going to go through a few slides and tell you what this is all about. So, sweaters. Tell me what you love about sweaters in the comments. I love knitting sweaters. I love like the cozy factor. I would live in my cardigans all day long if I could, and all night long. These are not my sweaters, but I would just love to have like a closet full of gorgeous, squishy sweaters that I made for myself. Oh, Jean. Jean, did you get taken over by a bot? It's okay. Yeah, just that cozy factor. So, I just see I see Taylor Swift in her cardigans. I love that commercial where she opens up the closet and it's just filled with cardigans. And she's like, what should I wear today? That's kind of how I want to be, especially in the cold weather or just like curled up at night. As far as like knitting something yourself, though, yeah, Kara says, I love wearing something and getting compliments. And then you can say, thanks, I made this. I made this. And, you know, I wore a sweater once that this was years ago. I was a little embarrassed. I was a little embarrassed to wear it because I knew where all the mistakes were. And someone said to me, oh my gosh, if I knew how to make something like that, I would wear it constantly all the time. I would be so proud. And I thought, you know what? They're right. Enrica says, cozy, comfy, and so easily layered. Exactly. So now tell me some of the things that are frustrating about knitting sweaters. And while you put that in the chat, I'm going to tell you a quick story about the pink monstrosity that I knit. This was a commission. It was back in the day when Renee Zellweger was in this movie. I think it was about Doris Day, and she wore like a pink Chanel style double-breasted kind of jacket. And this woman wanted an extra large pink version, like bubblegum pink with white fuzzy trim. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And y'all, I did not know how to charge for my time and my labor. And I think I charged her like $150 for this sweater. And it was such a nightmare. Oh, and by the way, she was in Texas. So we had to like send it back and forth and send pictures. And one special day, I spilled coffee all over my knitting. And I had to rip out like more than a square foot of knitting. This sweater, I just wanted to cut it into little pieces. But what the problem was I really didn't have the skills to plan ahead of time so that I didn't have to rip it out. Now, of course, spilling coffee, that's horrible. That did not come out of this light pink yarn. But it didn't fit right. She wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. The whole experience was a disaster. So I wished I had had a course like this back then to teach me all those mistakes that I've made to prevent those from happening. Kara, yes, Kara says, it's always a surprise if it fits or not. Exactly. I have made the cutest sweaters, and then they fit my 9-year-old niece, who's like this big. And Shona says, I love knitting sweaters for kids because they look adorable in knitted clothing. However, I'm never totally happy with the fit for me. Exactly. I think, and it takes so much time, Rika says, over the years, my weight has gone up and then it's gone down. And then I had my son and my weight went way up and then it gradually went down. And then I'm getting older and it goes up. And so sometimes the baggy styles of sweaters, that's great. But then if you want to make something that's more fitted, it's like, no, you don't want to make a sweater, spend all that time and then have to wait for it to fit you again. It's no bueno. So all of this to say, this is why we've created Knitting and Crochet U, or KCU for short. So here's how I'm aiming to solve this problem. There are 3 aspects of KCU to help get you from zero to sweater. So as long as you know how to cast on, do the knit stitch, do the purl stitch, and bind off, we will take you the rest of the way. And here's how. Number 1, with step-by-step short video tutorials. How many times have you looked something up on YouTube and it's not exactly the technique that you need, and maybe it's a 15 or 20 minute video and it's hard to find exactly like what skill you need, right? Or you're going through a pattern and you have a specific issue, but it's like you can't find a video that was made just for that pattern. So with KCU, we take you from casting on, like the exact way to cast on, all the way through step by step. So each module is a different part of the sweater. We start with the sleeves. Actually, I think we start with the back. We do the sleeves. We do the front. It's a cardigan. We do the other front. We do the finishing. And there are videos for every step of the way. The next aspect of KCU is the downloadables. So for every video where it makes sense, we have PDFs for you to download, checklists for you to download, cheat sheets, formulas. Knit had said swatching. So I have one of the best parts, I think, of KCU is the 3-step process from getting from your swatch to knowing exactly how many stitches to cast on, no matter what the pattern says. You will get the printable pattern at the end of the course. So some people say to me like, oh, can I just get the pattern? Are you going to release the sweater pattern? Yes, but after the course is over. So I don't want you, the students, to be like tied to the pattern. I want you to work through the pattern and create it to fit you. And then at the end of it, you'll have a record of what you have done, and it will be the professional pattern. Okay, so it'll be customized just for you, for your size. How many times, can you just write me in the chat if you've had to go through a pattern and circle like your size, and there are like 17 different sizes? And you have to circle like, you have to go through 3 of the brackets and then 3 of the parentheses, and then, you have to count like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's my size. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy says me. So in this case, this will be the pattern just for you. And you know that you can replicate that at any time. Yeah. Knit says me. Kara says me. So yeah, you understand the pain. So I'm gearing this course toward a professional level designer course. That does not mean that you need to be a professional designer. What it does mean is that by the end of the course, you will be able to charge other people, should you wish to create sweaters for them and charge hundreds of dollars. You can pay for the course. The course will pay for itself just with one commission. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do sweaters for yourself forever, and I completely understand that. Not everyone is great to work with, and we can talk about working with clients if that's something our students want to talk about. But I am going to treat you like the professionals that you are, and the intelligent, creative knitters and crocheters that you are, so that you'll be able to master the pattern and like own the pattern and not be reliant on the pattern. Yeah, Jean says yellow highlighter. Exactly. All right, so we have the step-by-step tutorials, and those are for your reference forever. We have the downloadable worksheets and checklists and, visuals and everything, because people learn in different ways. Those are available to you forever. And then finally, this might only be for the spring semester. I haven't decided yet. We're going to have a live video component. So twice a month, starting in April, we're going to have Zoom calls at 7 p.m., just like tonight. I don't know if it'll be Wednesdays. And then it will just be a chance for everyone to ask questions. I'll be teaching on, certain topics throughout the course. And so that'll be twice monthly until the sweaters are done. So I'm thinking April, May, and June. And then we'll record those classes just in case you can't make it, and we'll have them available on the platform. Okay, So now I'm going to introduce myself. Some of you are relatively new to me, and I haven't really met you or talked to you much online or on the phone. And some of you I have met in person and I have known for years. So bear with me. My name is Kari Capone, and I have literally taught hundreds of people how to knit and crochet over the years. I've been crocheting since I was a little girl. My mama taught me. And I've been knitting since I was like 20 something. My great aunt taught me. And it was really hard for me to learn how to knit. My great aunt couldn't really slow down the movements. And so there was no YouTube back in those days. And I couldn't really figure out how to purl from the like the written what do you call them? Like the, in the books. I just had a senior moment. So yeah, I just couldn't figure out how to purl. So everything I did for like 2 years was in garter stitch. Finally, when I was pregnant with my son, who is walking me down the aisle, thank you, diagrams. Finally, when I was pregnant with my son, Andrew, he's walking me down the aisle in the middle picture here. A woman in our church took pity on me and she taught me how to purl. And so I was able to stuff him into these little baby sweaters, and I've been knitting for him ever since. So my 3 favorite things in the world are travel. And on the left, I'm knitting in India in this gorgeous hotel. And that's when I had this program called Knitters Unwind. And Rika and Knit and I were part of that group. And my son is just one of my favorite things in the world, if not the favorite. And then my new husband. So I've been married for 6 months, and that's my my happy husband, Dan, on the right. Okay, so the mission of KCU, I wanted to give this its own slide because it's so important. And it's really my mission. Thank you, Kara. It's really my work's mission, and since the spinning hand is such a big part of my life, it's really like kind of my life's mission is to give you the highest quality tools, resources, and guidance so that you can knit and crochet with confidence and creative freedom. So that's the whole mission of KCU. Okay, so let's talk about Crochet U. So far, like I'm going to be your instructor for Knit University, and that's what's going to start in April. My good friend Verna, she's also my colleague, and we shared a booth at Vogue Knitting together. She's a designer and an amazing crocheter. She is going to lead the crochet course, which will start in the fall, if not earlier. When you join Knit and Crochet U, you get both courses. So you also get access to all of the future courses that we include. I'm already talking to my friend Mindy about including a hat course, which includes like provisional cast on and some really pretty like cabling. I want to add a sock course. So there are a lot of different things that we want to add to this course. But for now, we have locked in for sure the knit sweater course and a crochet sweater course for this year. And once you pay for the course, that's it. You get access to all the other courses forever. You don't have to pay again. So how much does it cost? You have 3 payment options. Hi, Karen. That's a great question, and I will answer that in just a minute. 3 payment options. You can pay all at once, and that's a payment of $495. If you pay all at once, then we will send you the sweater yarn for the knit sweater as our gift to you. So I think we have a couple people on the call who have already done that. They've signed up. They've told me their color choices and their size, and I'm going to ship the yarn to them. We are never going to do this again. This is a one-time offer. You know, I haven't ironed out all the things in the future, but I can tell you that we are not going to be sending out sweater quantity yarn again. So this is a very special opportunity. And if you prefer to pay over 6 months, you can pay 6 payments of $99. And if you prefer to pay for 12 months, you can pay 12 months of $55. If you do the payment plans, we will not send you the yarn as a bonus. However, let me know what colors yarn you want and I can get you a discount. Okay. And I'll put up the link where you can sign up in just a minute. So this is the yarn. It's a cotton merino blend. If you have any allergies, I don't think the yarn has any nylon, but if you have allergies to nylon or to wool or anything like that, let me know. I can get you alternate yarn. And you pick 2 colors. You pick the main color and the accent color. And it just glows and it's incredibly squishy. And in a minute, I will show you the sweater in progress. Okay. All right. So the doors are open until March 15th. We are limiting registration to 20, maybe 25 students. But I really want to keep this small so that you get the individualized attention that you need. Yeah. Thank you, Kara. It's true. So, you know, I have a master's degree in education. I went to teachers college at Columbia University, and it was a long time ago, granted, but at the time, 1 college credit was $1,000. That's 1 credit. And so a course is certainly more credits. We are angling this to be able to be included in college curricula. So that is how I'm treating this course. I'm bringing that energy to you. And because I just believe that, like, by bringing that energy to you, that's the energy that we get back from our students. So thank you for saying so. Yeah. Good classes are so expensive and you only pay once and then you get the yarn as well. So yeah, it is a good deal. And I also want to make it available to as many people as possible. So definitely I'm already thinking about scholarships and giveaways and that kind of thing. But just so we can get this off the ground, this is how we've set it up the first time. Thank you, Knit. All right. So let me take this down and put the banner up. Boop. All right, so that's the link. And then Karen had such a good question. And thank you, by the way, for joining us all the way from Southern California. Any suggestions for left-handed crafters? Yeah, it's funny because I knit in a way that you could almost call it's a combination knitting. So first of all, with knitting, it's a 2-handed activity, right? So I don't make a lot of differentiation between left-handed and right-handed people. I would say for crochet, if that's something that you're having trouble and you want to do you want to hold the hook in your left hand instead of in your right, it's totally fine. I think one suggestion I have is that when you're in person with somebody teaching you, that you face them. And so that when they're working, you can mirror them. In this situation where we have videos, if it would be helpful to you, I would be able to create the videos and flip-flop them. So that's very easy to do. That's my suggestion. When I say that I knit in a combination way, forgive me if it's something that you already understand, but some people knit and they kind of throw. Let me hide this for a minute. When they knit, they throw the yarn with their right hand. That's called English knitting. And then other people pick and kind of flip the yarn over with their left hand. And that's called continental or German knitting. There's also Portuguese knitting. So there are a lot of different ways to go about it. I will say one thing as an instructor is that I would not ever tell someone you're doing it wrong. That's not how I roll. So what I would say is, as long as you're getting the fabric that you desire, then you should keep doing that. I just taught my hubby to knit. That was his Christmas request. He said, could you please give me a knitting kit, one of your knitting kits, but special just for me, and teach me how to knit. And he has an engineering mind, and so it was really easy actually to teach him. But one thing that he does is he twists his stitches. So he knits through the back loop and the stitches come out twisted. And he said, oh, is this wrong? I said, well, not if you want all your stitches to be twisted. You're doing it perfectly. And he made a hat. And then at one point he made a hole. You know, he had wrapped the yarn around and then knit into that hole. And he goes, oh, I made a mistake. I said, well, if you were looking to do a yarn over, then you did it perfectly and you're just ahead of the lesson. Like, you know, there's really no wrong in knitting. And what's so beautiful about it is that you can always rip it out and start again. And a lot of the yarn is very forgiving. So you can rip it out a couple times. We are not making a mohair sweater. I would say that's one thing that's not very forgiving to work on this one sweater. By the way, do you want to see what we'll be making? I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay. Now I haven't sewn on the buttons yet. We're making a cardigan. So here's the back. And I chose blue for the main color and white for the sleeves. And it has a very, oh my gosh, the cozy factor is insane. And yeah, so it's a cardigan. And it is super, super, super squishy. And you know how they say, oh, it comes in sizes from extra small to extra, extra, extra large? It comes in your size. So we're going to be making this sweater just for you. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm glad you love it. Yeah. All right. Let me put the link in the chat so that you can check it out. Also, all right, so create. All right. Also, if you want to email me with any questions, feel free. This is my email. Oh, Knit, I'm so happy. I'm so glad. Knit taught me how to dye yarn. She is a gifted yarn dyer, and I'm going to leave it to her because there were so many steps. But yeah, oh, one day, Knit, this is my vow to you. We're going to do a KCU project with your hand-dyed yarn. You heard it here first, folks. Okay, so that's my email. Email me with any questions. We're going to close the doors March 15th, and I'm going to be shipping the yarn to everybody. Yay! I'm going to be shipping the yarn to everybody by the end of the month. And also at the end of March, we'll have like a kickoff call with just us students. And yeah, and we'll have the schedule for starting in April. Good. There's a materials list in the course. So once you join, it just says like what needles you'll want to have on hand. There are links to buy the needles from me. You don't have to. You probably have most of them. This is a worsted weight sweater. Actually, it's Aran weight. And then it'll be like size 8, size 9, size 7 needles. Oh my gosh, Karen. She says, I'm thrilled we can craft again as you taught me how to knit a toe-up sock. Yes. Yes. I love it. All right. Well, true confessions, I put a little bottle of Prosecco in the fridge because I said, just go ahead and celebrate at the end of your launch party. And I'm just so thrilled to talk to you all tonight. Thank you for your time. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.